Hello there, it's me, Sari, here again, and today I'm here showing you 3 pieces of Halloween crafts. And I've used lots of stamps and stencils from Tim Holtz, and even some inks from Versafine Claire. I started off making this one. I wanted to make some sort of a Halloween themed long thing for a card box like this, but having started making these panels and they were sort of grey, black and orange, I didn't feel like this one would do the trick, even though it could have been in the back like so, but I still wanted to give this one a go and see where it ended up before I continued working on that box there. So I'll be showing you these samples first, and then I'll be talking through those stamps that I've got down there. So so this is basically it. An owl in front of a moon. So I masked this place off with a circle and some remount spray. And then I worked in some purple in the background. And I also stamped the hand there and made a mask of it. And placed the mask on top. And then I started working in different colors in the background there. And I die cut this word fright with a from a die set from Tim Holtz, and I shrunk it down because I did die cut it out of funky foam or fun foam, and I shrunk it down with my embossing heat gun, so it actually does shrink a little bit. And then I glued it down there onto the paper, and before I did that I also actually grunged it up with some black ink, because the green is really green, if you know what I mean. And then I continued working on this one. It looks like this when it's facing me as it is right now. So I've got quite a few zombie heads there, a tombstone, Frankenstein's monster in the green in black, and even that wonderful hand stamp there. I love that hand. And I also made these panels. And first off, I just worked in some really light shade of grey onto the papers, and continued afterwards working in some grey and orange ink through stencils. And I actually brushed them in with brushes like this. And I just made it clean and simple really on all the 3 pages, as well as this, the final piece here. It's the same technique all over. And to finish things off, I just stamped a couple of those stamped sayings that are included in those stamp kits. I'll be showing you them shortly. And I also made some shorter panels with different Halloween-like themes. And I die cut the word wicked out of funky foam. And I put some white dots there just to make it pop and break up from the background. I also have a long panel here but I used the same technique using those stencils and everything, but I didn't do any stamping on it because I knew that it's going to be hidden in the back anyway. So the thing about this one is, of course, that you can fold it together like this. So if you want to send it to somebody, you could. You are going to need a big envelope, of course. In this case, these are, let's say, I think these are 12 centimeters at least, 12.5 even. 12.5 and 12.5, and then this one could be, let's say, 10 or something, 12 by 10 or something like that. So it's a big mama of a Halloween card. And you could, of course, have put something on those 3 panels as well if you wanted to. Perhaps I might do that in the end, I'm not sure. But still, this is where I am at with this one. And something that is more visible and more easily manageable is this spread, Halloween spread, that I have made into a sort of a art journal book here. It's not a journal per se, but art book. And I've used the same kinds of stamps, and the stenciling and everything is the same. So this is really where I feel at home. I feel secure making this come to life. And I'm mixing this method with different techniques in my book. So I'm actually trying things out in this book as well. And it's sort of fun, I must say. So let's move ahead. If you want to know what kinds of stamps I've used, I'll be showing them to you now. And I'll be even adding on some 2 more sets or 3 more sets. I haven't used this one, Tangled Webs Really fabulous looking webs, aren't they? And then there are 2 sets of Day of the Dead, 1 and 2. And there are some skeleton stamps here. You might even succeed working with those in a sort of an art journal like that, perhaps. This is my favorite stamp set, Halloween cutouts, with the owl and the beautiful web, trick or treat, trick or treaters, and the spider. And as you can see, I've used most of them here, and the rest of them here. Then the branch in itself is wonderful, and as I just discovered, or just came to think about when I was crafting, you could use this as a piece of lighting as well. If you're going to make a lightning scene, something, and you could make this really, really dark and murky, and you could have those come in, perhaps white or silver. That would be great, wouldn't it? Then there's the Mr. Bones thing there, and the set is called Mr. Bones. And then there are some really useful Halloween themed words there. And then there are some zombies, 3 heads, a hand, tombstone, and 4 texts that have to do with zombies. I really like this set as well. Pumpkin head, I didn't use it for this, but still I have it in my store at SARI'S stamping studio. Pumpkin head stamps, love those faces. And then I have put another set of stamps into the Stufftainer stamp holders. So these 5 guys, and that girl, of course, these 5 together with these 5 texts, they combine another stamp set called Monstrous. So that's something to be on the lookout for. I love those fonts on those texts, I must say. I really love them. And then I have used some of these stencils, spatters, tracks. I didn't use this one because this is a new item to my store. Schoolhouse. I think this one is called Floral. Honeycomb. Trellis, if I used that, I'm not sure. I didn't use this one either, but Halloween is a really useful stencil. Dot Fade. This is also new. This one is called Mosaic. And this one is called Diamonds. Grid Dot. Lace. And there's Bubble. And then there's Plus. Burlap. Linen. And then I haven't got those 2, but in my book I use stencils sort of as stamps. Just make sure you see those quotation marks there, because I like to look at them as stamps, something to fill in the paper with if I haven't got those beautiful stamps in my hands. So just imagine having a lot of stamps like this. It's really nice, isn't it? So that's it from me, and I want to wish you a really happy pre-Halloween. Bye bye.